DC Florida chapter launch Saturday, October 15th, 2022 from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Dress code semi-formal. Music by DJ Chris and DJ Dre. It's all going down at Sing's Roti Delight, 4301 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes, Florida 33319. There's going to be a buffet dinner, a cash bar, and a representative from the NDC Party of Grenada will be present. Join us. It's just a $50 donation. Don't forget to RSVP 718-986-3901 or 203-984-8738. See you there.
Forward with NDC. Forward.
Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at grenadamarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.grenadamarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Vroom. Favorite part of the show, guys. That part right here. Vroom. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Welcome to Monday on the Ride. Yes. Glad to be back. Happy to be back in the air chair. Had a nice and exciting week last week. Always nice and exciting, but it's always nice to be back inside studio. So how you guys doing? Welcome to the ride. Yes. Welcome everybody. As you come in, go ahead and share up the thing, guys, because today, very interesting, important conversation, guys. This has been puzzling a lot of people for the entire weekend. We got a family who's gonna add a little bit, somewhat of a clarification on what transpired in the shooting death of the young man. He said, Patrick, we got the details. And today, an autopsy report was conducted, and we got some results, some preliminary results from the autopsy. A lot to digest, and we're gonna talk about it today on the program. Hopefully we add some further clarification on what transpired. We'll talk all about it. So as you guys come in, go ahead and share up the program. Share it, put it on our page. Let me do the same as well. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Thank you so much. Share, guys, share. We want this program, we want this conversation to be in the inbox of the powers that be. Yeah. Let me share on a couple more pages. Lynette, how you doing? Lenora Augustine, thank you so much for sharing. Lenora Augustine. Dodo Charles, thank you so much for sharing. Linda, good evening to you, Linda. Thank you so much. Valette Solomon, thank you so much, Valette. Judy, Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lydia, I appreciate you so much. Sharing is caring. Guys, when you share this program here today, trust me, it will get into the box of the people who needs to hear it, right? So listen, guys, over the weekend, we published a press release that was sent out by the RGPF. And let me read the press release back for you guys. All right, and it quotes, man dies following incidental shooting. Joshua Paul, a 68-year-old resident of St. Patrick, passed away at the General Hospital on Friday, the 7th October, while being treated for a gunshot wound to the leg. Now, during the early hours of Thursday, the 6th, 2022, a uniformed officer responded to a crime in progress at Seaton James Street, Grenville, St. Andrews. On arrival, he met and detained the offender. While being escorted to the police station, an incident occurred. Mr. Paul received a gunshot wound to his leg and was immediately taken to the Princess Alice Hospital. He was later transferred to the General Hospital, where he subsequently passed away. An autopsy is to determine the cause of death. Has been ordered. So the autopsy has been ordered. As I said earlier today, the autopsy was done today. So we're going to give you guys some details on the preliminary findings of the autopsy. The Commissioner of Police and the member of the RGPF extend sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of Mr. Joshua Paul. Now, when I first read this press release from the RGPF, I was a bit confused. But then I spoke to a few other members and they sort of explained it to me. I still didn't get the full clarification as to what happened. We still haven't gotten any kind of press conference from the RGPF to add further clarification as to what actually transpired. So that has not been said as yet from the RGPF side. But the confusing part, a lot of people was like, he got shot in his leg and he died. Quite possible. Before we get into that, guys, this is the press release. Let's bring on the family member. We have the sister of Mr. Joshua Paul. She is joining us right now on the live. And we also have the nephew, I believe, of Joshua. So we have the family member joining us live to give us some clarification from their perspective, from their point of view as to what happened. Evelyn, thank you so much. Welcome to the ride. How are you?
Thank you so much, Junior, for affording us, as the family of Joshua Paul, the opportunity to be on your live this evening. We appreciate the timing.
Yes.
And we are doing relatively well. Relatively well.
I understand there's a lot that you're going through at the moment, but you're very close to the camera, so just pull back a little bit because you're very, very close. All right. Right. Okay, that's fine. That's better. All right. So, Evelyn, first tell us about Joshua. Tell us a little bit about Joshua, your brother.
Okay. Joshua, my brother, and they released that he was 68. Joshua was 63 on the 7th of September. He was 63.
Okay, so he wasn't 68 as stated in the police press release. He was 63.
Yes, last month he was 63.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay, and I am not here to paint a white picture of my brother.
Just go back a little bit again. You're kind of really close, so it's kind of cutting half of your face, if you can. Right, thanks. I mean, it's good that we could hear you. Just if you could see, it will be fine as well. So go ahead.
Okay, I am not painting a beautiful white picture of my brother. Joshua is very well known in the parishes of St. Patrick's and St. Andrews, and for some time now he has been living in St. Andrews. So Joshua he's on drugs. He was on drugs, and I mean hard substance like cocaine. And as a result of that, Joshua participated in illegal activities like stealing.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in conflict with the law on many occasions. He was arrested. And the policemen at Grenville, they are all very acquainted with Joshua. And in fact, they named him Sergeant Paul. So they knew him very well.
Okay.
They knew the family very well, especially myself and Shondell. So Joshua was not a stranger to the police at Grenville. On the flip side, I'll say the negative, the positive. Everyone knows Joshua as an accomplished mechanic. He was very skillful. He could fix almost any and every machines, So he had that particular skill. So that's basically, in a nutshell, Joshua once lived with me, was very close to his family. Contrary to what some persons may say, well, his family and so, he was, in fact, he lived with me for some months, and he was supported by his family, and but against choice. At the end of the day, it's all a matter of choice.
Right, right.
So in a nutshell, that was Joshua.
Right. So let me first commend you for speaking the truth about Joshua. I mean, as far as you know, right? Most times when we have family members on the program, they always ignore, all the negative or the bad, and they paint that rosy picture about the person. Nevertheless, we're not saying that justified the action, but I'm just saying, thanks for at least giving us a good perspective of who Joshua is, so we could appreciate the person and your honesty in this regard. So we appreciate that, right?
I would also like to add, Junior, that Joshua was never a violent person.
Right.
He never fought with the police. In fact, when he was caught, when he was arrested, he would confess to the crimes committed. So he was never a threat to the police in any way, like to fight with the police. That's one thing about Joshua.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you're saying that he's known by the police oftentimes for stealing in the area. He was arrested prior. The police basically probably know him on a first name basis. They have a nickname for him. So they basically know who the person is. What happened on the day of this particular incident in question?
Junior, Friday, about between the hours of 12 and 1 p.m., I received a telephone call. I was away from home. I received a telephone call from a police officer. He introduced himself as Superintendent Vinnie Cowan. He said that he wanted to visit me. I told him that I was not home at the moment, but would be there maybe in about 30 to 45 minutes. We arrived home. I arrived home, and we were awaiting the arrival of the officers. Present at the meeting was my son, Shondell Gordon. Sorry, not Shondell, but Jamie Gordon.
Right.
My niece, Laurel George. My brother, and it's Joshua's brother as well, Kelly Paul, and myself. The four of us, we waited for the police. It took a little while, but they came. And the policeman who came to visit it was Superintendent Vinnie Cowan, Officer Thomas, I can't remember the first name, and another officer, Hall. Two of the officers were dressed in khaki clothes, and the other, Hall, was dressed he was in civilian clothes. They came, they extended, they said that they by now we would have heard about the incident involving Joshua. They said that they're here. Well, who did the speaking was Superintendent Cowan.
Right.
He expressed condolences on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, on behalf of himself and the officers that were present. And this was the report that he gave. He said that the Grenville Police received a telephone call from somebody stating that there was possible there was a break-in or possible break-in in progress. One uniform officer, he said the incident occurred about 1 p.m. 1 a.m., sorry. So it was more like the Thursday morning.
Right.
1 a.m. One officer was dispatched to the scene of the crime scene, I would say. And upon arrival...
Hold on. Stick up in right there. They got a report of an incident of stealing, a crime, and one police officer responded?
That's what Officer Cowan told us. One officer went to the crime scene.
Okay.
And upon arrival, met Joshua. He said an incident occurred and Joshua was shot. In fact, it was that when he said Joshua was shot in his knee. The first report that we got was in his knee. He said Joshua was taken to the hospital and he died. I think he died early Friday morning, either Thursday night or Friday morning, he died. That was the report from Officer Cowan. That was the report to the family. So we asked many questions. Many questions were asked.
I could imagine.
Questions like, are you saying that a robbery or crime was in progress and you're going to send one officer?
Single police officer, crime in progress?
One. One. He said that he gave reasons why it was one.
Why? What reason did he give that there was only one officer that was sent?
Well, like police were sleeping and to wake them up, and the diaries, I think it was one diary or something like that. And at that time, apparently to us was one police officer was available to go to the crime scene.
Hold up. So he told you that the other police officers were sleeping and they didn't want to wake them up?
He said they're having to get up to get dressed and so that one police officer went.
Wow. Okay.
And we began. We asked questions like, are you saying to us that one single gunshot wound in the knee killed our brother? He said that he was not sure. He was not in a position to say whether or not cause of death was by the gunshot wound, because an autopsy would be done, and he do not know if Joshua maybe had complications or so. So that would have to verify when the autopsy, was done. Questions like, why were not the family notified?
Right.
Joshua was arrested. He was shot. He was taken to the Princess Alice Hospital. And by the way, Junior, we had to do some little investigation on our own.
Yes.
So when the shooting incident took place, Joshua was taken to the Princess Alice Hospital.
Yes.
Later, I don't know how long he stayed at the Princess Alice Hospital. He was taken to the General Hospital. X-ray was done, and he was given blood, and he died in ICU intensive care unit. You know what is strange, or what was strange, I should say.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Guys, watching right along live. Oh, yeah. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What is still strange though? Is the fact whenever Joshua was arrested by the police, he would call, as soon as he entered the police station, he would ask for a call and he would call his family members. He would call me, he would call Shondell, my son, or he would call his uncle, Carl Caton. He would call family members. Once he's in difficulties, he would call and we would respond. Whether we bring clothing or food, but we would respond. And as I said, we were very close. In spite of, the situation with him, we were very close.
So, Wendy, this is puzzling as well. Hold on one second here. Hold on one second here. Because based on reports, let me see. Did they tell you of any altercation that occurred between Joshua and the police officer?
They said an incident.
You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
They said an incident, but in other reports, we're hearing that he fought with the police and whatever, but the police did not say. They said there was an incident.
All right.
And Junior, I might add for the benefit of the listeners, and so the family was not connected. The incident happened early Thursday morning.
Right.
1 o'clock. Joshua was taken to the Princess Alice Hospital, then the General Hospital. He died, and his body was placed, Otway's funeral home. When
and
we asked,
his body was placed there before they even contacted the family?
Yes. When we asked, why was he placed there? Some reason like the hospital, I don't know if it's the inability of the hospital maybe to house the body or whatever, but we later learned that the hospital do not have a morgue in operation.
Right.
Yes. So the body was taken to Otway Bailey morgue. The officer told us that if the body has to be transferred to another funeral agency, a cost of $500 would have to be paid to Otway Bailey. We asked who would pay the money, who's responsible. He said the family would be responsible for paying the $500 if we have to transfer that body.
Wow. Now, again, I know that this is puzzling for you as a family. This is very puzzling for us as well. And we await the police to make some kind of press release on this, because the questions still remain. If that is the case, you said that they told you there was only one police officer. We got reports differently, but that's what they told you initially. And they did not contact you, although it was significant time between the time of death till the time that they probably would have escorted him to the morgue or to the funeral home. The family was not contacted. You were not contacted.
No. The only time we were contacted when the police officer called me between 12 and 1 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah. To put it back into context, guys, I'm going to read the police report one more time. That was because there are some discrepancies. This is the police report again. Man dies following incidental shooting. Joshua Paul, 68. We now learn that he's 63, residing in St. Patrick, passed away at the General Hospital on Friday the 7th while being treated for a gunshot wound in his leg. During the early hours of Thursday the 6th October, a uniformed police officer responded. Okay, they did say a uniformed police officer responded in the, from a crime in progress at Seaton James Street, Grenville, St. Andrews. On arrival, he met and detained the offender while being escorted to the police station. An incident occurred. Mr. Paul received a gunshot wound to the leg and was immediately taken to the Princess Alice Hospital. He was later transferred to the General Hospital, where he subsequently passed away. An autopsy to determine the cause of death has been ordered. The Commissioner of Police extended condolences.
And Junior, I should add also, I should add some clarity.
Yes.
The police officer told us that Joshua was shot in the knee.
In the knee?
Was never in the leg. Was never in the leg. He was shot in the knee.
Okay.
And from the time he was in police custody to the time he went to the hospital, and so we were never contacted. In fact, the hospital had no next of kin. The police did not give any next of kin. And in my personal opinion, Junior, that is my personal opinion. In fact, the family members, we firmly believe that Joshua lost consciousness before he reached Princess Alice Hospital.
Yes. Now, there was an autopsy conducted today. We'll talk about the findings of the autopsy, but a lot of people asking about being shot in the leg and how could someone die from being shot in the leg. And it's very quite possible because there's a main artery, that main artery right there, guys, the femoral artery, that major artery that basically sends that blood straight onto your leg is a very significant vessel, right? And if ruptured, someone could bleed to death, right? Pretty quickly. But in most cases, if someone that vein get ruptured, they would probably take about 15 to 20 minutes. So it begs the question, did anyone try to resuscitate or had any kind of training between the time that he was shot to the time he was taken to the hospital to at least pressure on the wound or try to help him in any kind of way? Did they give you any indication of if anything, any kind of assistance was rendered to him before going to the hospital?
Junior, most of the questions that we asked were unanswered. So we're not sure. They do not know. We do not know if anything was done.
Right. Okay. And I stand corrected. There's a femoral artery. Now the autopsy was conducted today. I know you were witness. You were there for the whole entire day. What was the findings of the autopsy report?
Shondell is with me.
Okay.
I'll ask him to make some comments.
Okay. All right, Shondell, you there?
Yeah, hi, Junior. Good night.
Hey, good night, Shondell. How are you doing, man? I know it's I mean, what a time to meet, right? What's your finding? What's your understanding as to what transpired and what new information you found out today about the incident?
Well, in terms of the autopsy, the family won't comment on the findings as yet. I think we're gonna let the police do what they're supposed to do first, and then we may comment on that afterwards. But it's not the knee; it's actually the upper thigh. That's as much as I'm gonna say regarding the findings of the autopsy.
Right.
As my mom said, there's a lot of unanswered questions. The first red flag for me was having one police officer respond to a crime 1 o'clock in the morning by himself. That was my first red flag. Initially, I thought he got shot while in the process of apprehending him. That's what I initially thought. It's later on we found out that while he was being escorted, that's when he was shot. New today, actually have it as 2 officers, and they named the officers. One, well, the information is out there, so I can see that. It's some Ramdeen and one called Smith. Who they are, I really don't know. But those are the 2 names that the New Today gave as the 2 officers that went on the call, with Smith being the one that shot him. Now, I mean, as my mom said before, my uncle is not a violent man. This man would get caught by the police a million times. He'd go in the police station a million times. He would call for clothes and food a million times. He would never fight the police. So hearing that there was the police said there was a incident. Well, I went to the police station first when I heard everything.
Right.
And I spoke to a police in CID, and he said that my uncle tried to overpower. That's the word he used. He tried to overpower the police. Now, when I put one and one together, the reason that I know that is my personal opinion. The reason why I think the police is putting it out there that it's one person is to validate and justify that it's easier for my uncle to overrule one police than in fact it's two or more police that went. So if they say, well, okay, well, 2 or 3 police responded, people might think twice, well, how that one man could overcome, one police, or 3 police. But one police at 1 in the morning, Junior, that don't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
My uncle is a man, I tell you, a man so accustomed being in Grenville police station. There were times I would go and drop food for him. And they would ask me who I come to see. I say Joshua Paul. I say, oh, Sergeant Paul. That man there every time that man is a police now. Jokingly. Okay. So it's the question that I had for the police today was, why was my uncle shot in the first place? Why? Like, what was the reason why? Well, first and foremost, the first question I asked him, it's been 4 days now. He told us that they called him on Friday from St. George's to come up to do the investigation. So I said 3 days now, you must at least have some insight as the information as to what the police give you for you to be the investigating officer. All questions I asked him, he just sidetracked them. We asked him 1,000,001 question and we just couldn't get any straightforward answer. Now I know there's an investigation going on, they might be, not too lenient to give information. That's understandable. But we couldn't get a single thing. The only clarification we got was how he died. And I said I'll let the police do that first before we comment on that. That's right. The only kind of clarification we got. Other than that, why he was shot, where he was shot, who is the police that went, we can't get no answers, And to me, I think my uncle was unconscious. Because knowing him, the moment time he meet in any kind of trouble, I'll call Shandy, I'll call my sister. So I believe he got to the hospital unconscious.
Yeah.
So if he was conscious, he definitely would have called us. We don't know about that. And right. I only knew about it not from the police, but from somebody that called me and told me to call the police station and see what's going on with my uncle. So that's why I really knew, what was happening. So he was at the hospital.
Someone asked the question there about your uncle and the use of excessive force. Do you know him to carry a weapon that he probably could have used to attack the police officers that could then probably justify them shooting him?
Well, let me tell you something. My uncle is a coward man. You see, he a real mouth. To do things, that man a real coward. If you see police anyway, he will look to run. If they hold him, he would never resist. As I tell you, that man would always get in trouble and go peacefully. And even before reaching the police station, you hear he say, well, gosh, just 2 little things I go and take. He just recently went and I think interfered somebody pig. See some people pig or something like that, he was in the station. Man confessed to the crime, so it's not to say he doesn't hide from them things of them. So it's kind of, the man is not a saint. That man distress real people in life already. They could tell you that. There was a businessman in Grenville who heard him at night when they said with his gun, because he knows our family, he didn't shoot him. So it's not the man not a saint. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the way that he died is not, in my opinion, is not justified. So it seems, and that is my opinion again, it seems as, they just see the man as a drake, and I tell you, he have a mouth. So maybe something he say, or some way with the officer, how the gun just go off accidentally?
Well, listen, the thing about it is, right, I've been on the shooting range. And I've shot multiple firearms before. And the hardest place to shoot somebody is in the leg. Even police officers or anyone that's training on the shooting range, to shoot somebody in the leg, you have to be an excellent shot, right? You have to be an excellent shot. So it brought me to the analyzation that in order for somebody to shoot somebody in the leg, for one, it have to be a real good shot or a real close range. The person would have to be in a really close range to the next person to shoot them, right? So that is my kind of assessment of it. Was it a close range altercation where, and it's, kind of my understanding of what happened in here, for that gun to go off to shoot your uncle, but at a very close range. Did the police give you any indication as to if there was a little brawl in the car? Nothing.
Nothing. We asked them, and it wasn't in the car. I think they say they were walking over with him. I don't think it was in any vehicle.
Yeah.
Because where the incident happened, all the people who know Grenville, it's Fisher Shop. That's behind by the Nutmeg Pool. Pacer shot to Grenville police station is, you take about a minute and a half to walk that, if all that. You know? So walking back from there is where the incident happened. So I really thought that they shot the man while trying to apprehend him. Something happened, not knowing that they had apprehended him already. I mean, if it's one police, I mean, you're to handcuff the person to subdue them a bit more to protect yourself. So let's just go with the assumption. Let's just an assumption that he was in handcuffs. What would motivate the police to shoot him?
Right.
You know, why would he even take out the gun from the holster? You know, for that to even happen. You know, you have you have so much questions that we just can't get answers for it. And the police is not, well, at this stage, not forthcoming enough to at least give us something to bite. The only thing that we have to bite on is the results of the autopsy. That's it. Other than that, we don't have anything else to bite. Every question we ask is either they try to sidetrack it or they don't know. You know, I mean, and it's funny that you're an investigating officer and you don't know. You can tell a drill the man today when you went and do the autopsy. And everything as the man, you don't know. But how you could don't know when you're investigating the case?
I you don't know, you don't want to give you the information yet, but here's some information. Here's some information that we receive. I know you don't want to reveal the information about the autopsy, but we did our own investigation onto the autopsy that was done today. We found out it was somewhat of a hemorrhage and he was shot, not in the knee, but somewhere in the leg that possibly would have ruptured his that main artery in the leg. That's the information that we got. We heard that, and based on our investigation on the autopsy, it was some hemorrhaging issue as a result, and that's how he died. That's what we found out from our end. But the details of it hopefully comes out through the investigation from the police after they revealed their findings of the autopsy. But that was what we were able to uncover from today's autopsy.
Okay.
Yeah. It is indeed a very sad situation. So you now have to, or the family now have to go forward to bury Joshua. Very limited information. Who's paying for the funeral? Or what arrangement has been made thus far?
Well, so far nothing has been made because most of his children they're overseas and they're trying to get to Grenada, you know, to see what could be done in terms of burying him. So we made no arrangement as yet. You know, so we haven't made no arrangement as yet to see where we're going forward in terms of burial and stuff like that. You know, his kids is actually the most immediate next of kin, so we have to follow their lead on that.
Right. All right, guys, we open up the phone lines because I know there have been many questions of people who try to.
Just before we open the phone line, my mom just want to make a comment on something.
Yeah, no problem.
Junior, concerning the burial and the expenses.
Yes.
I will tell you from where I sit. At this point, the family would not assume the responsibility of any burial expense. At this point, and I think that the powers that be need to investigate and they need to come forward. My brother died of bleeding, loss of blood. He was unconscious. And all because of that gunshot wound that killed my brother. You know, I could go on and on, but we just want to have a little patience and wait to see what the autopsy revealed. His organs were intact. He was not sick. He was not a sick person. And what? And the most offensive thing, Junior, is to say if you have to move the body from that undertaker, you have to pay $500. So when my brother asked, you guys should bury him, you should take whoever should bury him. No, we do not do that. But maybe that might be the very first one. It's very unfair and unfortunate to kill, I am going to say blatantly, to kill my brother, to kill him. And then you're asking the family to cover the expense? I mean, what is happening in Grenada? And Junior, by extension, so many police officers get away with murder. Look at the incident in St. David's police station. Look at the incident in Gov where police shot this guy and killed. Look how they kill the guy in St. David's, and this could go on and on. And when you ask, either they ship out the police in the past, or he made his way out, or he was transferred. So you're transferring the criminal to another district. Something has to be done. And we are calling, as a family, we are calling on the powers that be, the new administration, the Honorable Prime Minister, he is the Minister of National Security. We are asking for redress in that matter. We are not, Junior, I could tell you, we are not going down so. We are not taking that so. Not taking it so at all. At all. Something has to be done. And you know, families in the past, you know, they go to the police station when things like that happen and they cry and go along the place. And of course, we did not go anywhere. I did not go anywhere. And I said, if the police kill my brother, they have a responsibility to come to the family. And as I told the police officer, if it took them 10 years or months or days to come to report to the family, I was willing to you know, I wasn't going to find out, you know, and you kill him blatantly and you're asking us to cover the expense of the funeral. I mean, that's unacceptable. Something has to be done. And yeah. Honorable Prime Minister and others, if you're hearing me at this point in time, please, you need to drain that swamp. That police force need to be drained, need to be purged. Too many people got killed. Police just shooting like they're going on a shooting spree and nothing coming out from it. Nothing. Nothing. Junior, this time around, something has to be done.
Yes.
Something has to be done. Thank you.
We got a call on the line. Let's take this call. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Press star.
Hello? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Caller, you could call us back, 718-701-5720. 718-701-5720. It's interesting. It's interesting. Did you see any indication, or did you hear of any indication, or any reports to you that he was somehow beaten? Did you see any of that while observing his body? Or Chanel?
So, Gina, let me answer that. When we got to Otway Bailey, we wanted to be a part of the autopsy process in terms of seeing the body, seeing exactly what they were doing, and we were not allowed to go through that process. All we were able to do was to see him below a sheet. The only part of his body uncovered was his head. You know, and I think my uncle made an attempt to, you know, raise up the sheet to see something, and then the investigative officer, you know, kind of hold his hand to prevent him from doing that. So
he didn't want you to observe the body?
No, he didn't want us to observe the body. The only thing available was just his head to see. So he didn't want us to watch the body and see what was going on, and which I thought was very strange, you know, because I mean we want to see, you know, where he got shot, if there was any bruises on his skin to say, well, okay, well, he was beaten, or if there was any, you know, and we couldn't see that. So I called I have two close police partners. I called them, and both of them told me that family members doesn't normally go and witness the autopsy. You know, so I don't know this time around. As I say, I'm not a police. I don't know police protocol, but it was just funny to me that they were so defensive with us not seeing his body. Wow. You know, to the point where they had to hold my uncle's hand and, you know, kind of move back my uncle. My uncle wanted to see, you know.
Are you serious?
So, dead serious, man. So we couldn't get to be a part of the actual autopsy process to see what they were doing. We had to wait outside. Another family member identified him first to say, well, okay, yes, that's our uncle. We went there. His daughter did the identification. We couldn't get to see the autopsy process, and then we had to wait outside for approximately maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. And then the doctor came and, you know, he gave his findings. So now, man, I like to explain the questions. So I asked him questions, how long it would normally take somebody to bleed out. He said about between 15-20 minutes. The doctor was pretty open. Everything that we asked him, he gave us an answer. And we also asked him, in his opinion, do you think it was something close range or from a distance? He said he'll have to do some calculation because a matter of physics and, you know, other, I guess, scientific stuff. You'll have to get back to us on that part. But everything that we asked him, he was pretty forthcoming. You know, so it was pretty strange that we couldn't get to see his body before they actually did the autopsy. It was strange that we couldn't actually be a part of the autopsy. You know, and yeah, we just couldn't get to see no part of his body except his head. So we don't know if he had any other trauma before, if he had, we don't know. We don't know. Yeah, we really don't know. And that was kind of funny to me. No?
Yeah. Hold on one second. We got a call on the line. Let's just take this quick call on the line. Caller live, where are you calling us from? Go right ahead, Grenada. Hi. Yes. Thank you so much, Bailey's Funeral Home. Mm-hmm.
But Junior, I don't know who you're talking about.
Hold on one second. They say they can't hear. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me speak again, caller.
Right. We have an arrangement with the police and with the hospital.
Are you hearing? Hold on one second, caller. Are you hearing her now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Start over, caller. Start over. They wasn't hearing you at all.
Okay. So let me start by extending my condolences to the family members.
Yes.
Right. As I said, I'm a representative of Bailey's Funeral Home. I'm Karen Bailey. I'm the manager. And we are prepared to work with the family in any way possible that we can ease their grief at this time. Right. With regards to the holding of the body, right, with regards to the charge, all the funeral homes in Grenada have a relationship and have an agreement with the hospital and the police, whereby we hold bodies with no charge. In cases where the hospital or police is unable to contact a family member, we hold the bodies at our facility because the hospital, the general hospital, does not have a morgue that is working. Right? So I just wanted to, that's the first thing I wanted to make clear. So this is nothing new, it's not a case of who called us or who gave us the body or anything like that.
Okay.
We are just holding the body until the family is contacted and they make a decision which funeral home they want to handle the case.
Okay.
With regards to the autopsy, because there's no morgue at the general hospital, the funeral homes, us, or LACWA, or Waynes, the autopsies are performed at our facility, right? Under the authority of the police. So the gentleman was speaking about he was not able to go in the room and witness the autopsy. That is not usually the case. This is something that happens in private with the pathologist. It's similar to surgery in the hospital. The family members are not allowed to go in to the room. Right? So the family is there, the person would have witnessed, identified the body, and thereafter the pathologist and the other assistants with him would carry out the autopsy.
Okay. So hence the reason that he was not able to observe the body, correct?
Yes, that is not a normal practice that the family members could witness an autopsy. But once the police releases the body, then the family can then make final funeral arrangements, and they would have access to the body.
What about information that the families are asking as to there was report that he was shot in the knee. There were report that he was shot in the leg. What about clarification, this type of clarification for the family? Is that too much information to be given to them to find out the cause, basic cause of death of the family member?
Well, the information will be made available to them by the police. That is for the police to do. Again, as I said, we are just facilitating the process for now.
Right. Okay. So let me. We have the mom and the sister. You have any questions? You have any questions for the lovely lady over there at Bailey's Funeral Home?
The only thing that I was, that kind of disappointed us was not being notified. I don't know if that was supposed to be Bailey's job or the police job to notify us that he's going to be removed from the hospital to the funeral home, because all that was done before we were officially notified. that he actually died. Those time we didn't know anything about, whether he died or whatever the case was at that. So that was done without notifying us. And the cost to say, well, we have to pay $500, to if we are to remove him to bring him to somewhere else. To me, I think those things should be notified to us first.
Yeah.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier,
yeah, go ahead.
The police, because they were unable to contact the family, they reached out to our funeral home to do the removal. They would have escorted us because it's a police case. So the body remains in police custody, right? And the police is the one that has to take care of this investigation. Everything is under the jurisdiction of the police for now.
Right. Does the sister have any questions?
And there is no charge. There is no charge. Any charge at this point is for the police, not for the family.
Right. Well, she was told about $500, something about $500. So I don't know if you could clarify that.
Well, I am unable to do so. I'm not sure who would have told her.
Right.
That it is $500, but I'm in my position. I'm saying no. There's no charge for the family. Any charges for the police.
Right. Evelyn, you have any question?
Yes, Junior. Officer Cohen told us that if we have to transfer the body to another funeral home, we have to pay $500. And to say, I understand with you, Madam, from Autopsy. We're not blaming Autopsy in any way. The thing about it is, the police to say that they did not have contact for Joshua, the police at Grenfell, that is a blatant lie. That's a lie.
Okay.
That's a lie. Junior, I am going to make a statement. The reason, in our opinion, and later on, that will be cleared up, the reason the family was not contacted when Joshua was shot and taken to the hospital is because the state that Joshua was in, the condition that he was in, I mean, the family was going to be mad upset. So they didn't want us to see what kind of state Joshua was in.
Right. That again, that have nothing to do with Artway Bailey's funeral home.
No, at all.
At Artway, thanks for clearing up some of these some of this hanging this information that we were trying to figure out. So I'm happy that you called. So at this point, what does the family like? What does the family have to do from here at Bailey's in terms of funeral arrangement or arrangement going forward?
The police would be in contact with the family, and once they have completed the investigation and released the body, then the family can choose if they want the body to remain with us, which we really hope they do, or if they want to move it to another facility, they are free to do so.
Right. Family, any question? Any other question for her?
No, not at the moment. Not for Bailey, no.
All right.
Thanks for clearing up everything, Miss Bailey.
Thank you. We really appreciate you and really appreciate the work that Artway Bailey's has been doing. We get a lot of good feedback from your work. All right. Thanks again.
Thank you, Junior, and my condolences again to the family.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, guys, we have the phone lines open 718-701-5720. We're talking about this incident that transpired. A young man shot in the leg and later died. He was still in the custody of police. We are trying to get some additional information as it relates to why, what happened, what incident that transpired, and the families here asking the same questions. They was unable to get a ton load of question answers answered today, and they're still in the dark in terms of what really happened. So they're here with us to get clarification on the matter.
Junior, the main question that everybody has is, why was he shot? What led to the police to even, pull out the gun to shoot him? I mean, I know if you're apprehending the suspect, you go to the crime scene, you have your gun out. But after you apprehend him already and you're walking back with him, what could have happened? That's what we want to know. I'm not saying my uncles are safe, but we just want to know what happened. What led the police to shoot him?
Right.
And that is a question that we cannot get answered. how many police actually respond? We're hearing one, we're hearing two.
Yeah.
Then we're hearing more than two. So you see those two questions, that's the most important question we as family members we want answered. Because those two questions would determine, I'll just say this, what course of action we take going forward. I just put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got another call on the line. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York, Junior.
Brooklyn, New York, right ahead.
I'd like to say my condolences to the family members. I mean, it's sad that your uncle or brother had to die this way. But I want to give an example of where I think the police they are covering up stuff. Mm-hmm. I remember my nephew died. He drowned in the falls in Annandale. And that was a police matter because they wasn't sure whether or not somebody had thrown him in the falls or if he had fell in the river by himself.
Right.
They had to do an autopsy and it was a police matter. I was in the autopsy room and I witnessed when they cut him open, cut open his stomach, cut open his brain, cut open his everything. And I saw it. So the fact that they allowed me to be in there when he died or drowned, why is it now that they would not allow a family member? The same thing with my cousin in Willis. He died in the police custody. And many of the young men who they say hang himself with the belt. Why would they allow family members to witness if they have nothing to cover up? Allow the family member to witness and see exactly what is taking place, so they would have a better understanding as to, how he died or what are the procedures that they're doing.
So you're saying in your case, they allowed you to watch everything.
I took pictures. I have videos of my nephew lying on the bed, how the doctor opened him, everything. Nazim Benjamin still has the videos all to this day, and that's my niece's husband. He could witness to that. So I'm not lying. I was right inside of the theater room there. I could call the policeman who was there in the room with me when I witnessed the autopsy of my nephew. So I don't understand why they would not allow people who die in police custody or family members to witness the autopsy. They're covering up. And they have to pay. I would have let them bury the dead too. I would have let them bury the dead. Anyway, thanks.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Well, Junior, I see like in the comments, people saying, who would want to see the autopsy? The family supposed to have a right to it. Whether or not some people don't want to see, the prerogative is theirs. Some people can't stomach that, that's on them. But I want to see. I want to be able to know, well, okay, he didn't have no other bruises on his skin. He didn't have no other marks, they beat him up. Right now, we can validate that.
Right.
That's something that we cannot validate.
If you just have to see his body.
That's the thing. Junior, just to see the body. So even if they don't make us go through the autopsy, but just to see the body, to watch him, to see, where the gunshot wound was, how the rest of the body looking. I could have swallowed that one and take that one, but not being able to do nothing at all, just to watch the face.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't publicly put it out there and say the police covering up. I wouldn't say that. But there are too many coincidences, too many things that's not adding up. Because right now the family's trying to make sense of 1 + 1 = apples. That's how the equation is now. It just not adding up. And that's just the two main answers we want to know. Was he in a handcuff? How many police? And what would actually make the police shoot him? Those are the questions that's a burning question. The other questions we want to know the answers for as well. But you see those questions I now say, that is what we really want to know, especially what made the police shoot the man. The man is not a saint, but not because he's an old drinking Grenville, meaning could just shoot the man like a dog. You understand? You don't apprehend the man already. Supposedly, I would think, police 101, you would put the man in handcuffs. If it's one police I go, if I'm a police, me alone, I apprehending a suspect, I will put handcuffs on the man. That is to better safeguard myself and the public. So if he's in handcuffs, what threat he could have been to the police to make the man shoot him?
Yeah.
So that is the question we want answered, Junior, and that is what we can't get answered yet. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think we will get them answers yet because it's still investigating. You know, it's still an ongoing investigation, but he just had to swallow what they were telling us. Let me put it like that. What they're telling us, he just had to swallow just like that.
Yeah, and at least it would give some closure to the family.
Yeah, something.
Of
You know, at
understanding.
least if we got to see the body, and at least not the autopsy, but at least see the body, man, before they do anything, we could have stomach that. You know, it wouldn't be a full meal, but it'll be a little appetizer. Because right now we on a hungry belly. We ain't get nothing to bite, nothing at all.
Mm. Well, listen, again, we want to send out our condolences to the family. This is not the way that anyone want to learn about their family member passing away or dying, being shot, and not understanding why, how, what happened. So we want to send out our condolences to you and the family. Let's take this next call. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Yes, hi, good night, Junior. My condolences to the family and to that man that died. It's really sad, and I agree with the caller that called, the last caller that called. It is standard procedure that, the family wants to see that it's their right, that's their right. They want to see the body of their loved ones. And in my opinion, I believe that this police and them, they covering up a lot of things, because why would certain information, when they ask and they want to know, so much of conspiracy of covering up and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, Grenada Grenada is blessed as a country. It's not like in New York here, where when a police shoots someone, especially African American, where they will protest and do all this mayhem, because over here they go wild buck, when them things happen. But I hope some clarification and some truth comes to that story, because no one gives life for you to. He was somebody's child. He was somebody's brother. He was somebody's family, And I just pray that something comes out of it, because he did not have to die like that. He's not a dog. He's a human being, for God's sake. He's a human being just to take his life like this. And this police in the home, it goes to all police. Not only back home, but this police in them back home in Grenada, they need to know how to restrain people, how to conduct, how to handle people. It's like they don't know how to handle human beings. You understand? Because what I'm saying, if you restrain someone, you restrain them. What capacity that person have to what? Pull your gun or attack you. You restrain them. You contend with them so that they can keep calm and you can go about. But I think that they're covering up some things. And you know what? They always say what's in the dark always come to light. And my condolences just go to the family. It's just heartbroken, man. It's just heartbroken. He's a human being. He didn't have to die like this. And I hope some truth and clarification comes out of that. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, caller, calling in.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Let me just add, if the owner of the shop had shoot my uncle while he robbing, man, I didn't even bat in an eye. That I even go and tell her sorry for him coming and breaking the place, because I know my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're living this kind of life, it's just a matter of time before somebody does something, they go in the place. That I could have stopped like that. But for you to apprehend the man already, you're going with the man, which I would assume you would be in handcuffs. What would make you shoot the man so much? What my uncle could do so much to make you want to shoot the man? You don't say you go try and hold the man or restrain him even more, even say we try to fight. The first thing is to shoot the man.
Yeah. So
now I tell you, believe you me, this family here, we don't live in it like that. If that will be the example for police accountability, this go be it. I'm telling you, we don't live in that. So.
Yes. We are at that time. Evelyn, any last words before we wrap up?
Junior, let me just a minute, please.
Yeah.
Okay, let me express my thanks to you for taking the initiative, calling, and affording us the opportunity to be on your live tonight. We appreciate that very much. And we just wanted to clear the air a bit, although we do not have much information. But I hope that we were able to share, that would have helped in one way. And we look forward to being back on your when we get the report. We look forward to being back. A lot of things we could say, but we're waiting on the official report. So we would be back, Junior. We were told that the report might be ready and maybe in a week's time or so. So until then, we're waiting, and we want to thank you, viewers, listeners, for your expressing your condolences and your support to the family. We thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. And yeah, we're here. If you need any support, we're also here to assist the family in any way that we can. All right. Thanks again. Evelyn and the nephew. Sorry, hold on. Chandel, thank you.
We just want to echo what my mom said. We really appreciate it because that's the first. Well, I shouldn't say the first media house, but that's the first place you could actually get a one-on-one interview. So sometimes I'm on Facebook a lot. So sometimes people would have interviews and there'll be people in the comments who don't understand what's going on, and they will just make comments without actually knowing what happened. So I'm just actually glad that you afforded us the opportunity to come here and at least clear the air into what happened, so at least people could have a better understanding and appreciation for what's really going on. So we really, really appreciate that as a family.
No problem. And we'll keep in touch and keep everyone updated as the case goes forward. Thanks again, guys.
All right. Good night.
All right. Yeah, guys, we're going to keep the phone line open for just a few more minutes if you guys want to call in and express your thoughts or questions on this particular case here. Again, this case involved a young man by the name of Joshua. He's from St. Patrick. He was shot on the 6th. Initial report was that he was shot in the leg and he died as a result of gunshot. We are yet to have any official press release information besides the press release, the official press conference by the RGPF to clarify some of these things. The family didn't get much information or access to information while they were present at the autopsy today. However, we received some preliminary information that stated that he was somehow shot in the leg that quite possibly ruptured that main artery in the leg, and he died as a result of bleeding out, as they say, let me see the official term, hemorrhaging. All right. Again, we'll get the final official result hopefully very soon from the police, and so we'll be publishing that and keeping updated with the family and letting you guys know how the investigation is going. Also, the family may also consider having a private autopsy. I don't know if that's a consideration, but that's quite possible. It should be as consideration as well. We're going to keep the phone lines open just for a few more minutes, guys. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. We'll be right back.
Chicks Export Limited, Toronto, Canada. Shipping barrels and other cargo to Grenada in 3 weeks, including custom clearing and home delivery to anywhere in Grenada. They source, purchase, and ship new and used anything. Call or WhatsApp Eric, aka Greens, on 416-569-9755. That's 416-569-9755. Check us out on Facebook at Green Chicks Export or email us at greenchicksexport@gmail.com.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Again, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for being a part of our program today. Join us again tomorrow for more Ride Along Live, where everyone has a story to tell. Good night.
DC Florida chapter launch Saturday, October 15th, 2022 from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Dress code semi-formal. Music by DJ Chris and DJ Dre. It's all going down at Sings Roti Delight, 4301 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes, Florida 33319. There's going to be a buffet dinner, a cash bar, and a representative from the NDC Party of Grenada will be present. Join us. It's just a $50 donation. Don't forget to RSVP 718-986-3901 or 203-984-8738. See you there.
Forward with NDC. Forward, forward, forward.
Make this carnival a special one at Spice Island.